Storing and traveling with your camera can be kind of a difficult thing, and bags have become a really popular option, be it backpacks or a doctored style bag where you can kind of fit your whole camera in there already configured. I decided to go a different route with the hard case from Nanuk, specifically the Nanuk 960. First off, I'm going to touch on a few other options. If you wanted to go with the doctor bag, we have the Sackler Doctor Bag 5 that retails for $451.25, and you can fit your whole camera in there, maybe a few lenses, not a ton of extra stuff, but it does the job for sure. And then the other popular option is the Manfrotto Pro Light Cine Loader bag, specifically the large one if you're going to fit a cinema camera in there. That guy's $319.99. You can also go other routes if you have a small kit with like the smaller Nanuk boxes or even a Pelican case. They're all gonna do the job. I specifically wanted something that I could fit everything into, and here's those reasons why. So the first reason I went with the hard case is safety. I really wanted something that was safe, something that I could lock up if I'm flying with it, or if I want to travel with it, I could definitely secure this thing a lot easier. Nobody's getting in this thing as long as it's still in the car. I can lock it up. I can put, the TSA locks on there, or like a padlock, so you can't get into the actual case, which is great. So the security side of it is huge for me. And I think that in today's day and age, you have to be really careful where you put your equipment, and making it harder for someone to get into, in my eyes, can only be a positive. Okay, the second reason I went with this case is so I could fit my entire camera in there already set up. I have to put a few things on it, but I can keep it in there with the matte box on, and depending on the configuration, with the monitor on there as well. So I have to put on the side handles. I run 2 side handles, one in the front and then one on, obviously, the OEM one on the FX6. I could fit it in there with those if I really wanted to, but it does take up a little extra space, and those are really easy to put on. The only other thing I have to put on when I get to set is my battery. So I put my battery on, my 2 side handles, and I'm pretty much ready to shoot. Just have to turn it on, calibrate, and go. It kind of defeats the purpose of having the bag, because in my eyes, I'm in a little bit more protective of a case, and it's still gonna give me that same benefit of being able just to pull my camera out and start shooting for the most part. Another reason why I went this route is the other storage options that I have with this case. I can fit 5 lenses, 3 batteries, all my ND filters, a camera with a matte box on it, a small HD monitor, a couple of small lights, my white balance cards, extra cables, and then the cables that are actually on the camera itself, and tools, which is really nice to have on set. Plus I have a little dedicated pocket up here for business cards, stickers, anything I want to give away or hand out if I'm on set and somebody asks for something. It's waterproof, it's crush proof, it's dent proof. I have one of those little Apple Air Tracker things in there, so that way I know where this box is at all times. It's glued inside, so it can't come out. I can take it out and change the battery, but it's in there, it's stuck to it, so it's not going anywhere. That really helps out on flights, so I know exactly where my box is the entire time I'm flying. Obviously, when I'm in the air, I can't check, but as long as I know that it's on the plane with me as we're running down the runway, I'm good. And then when we land, I know exactly where this case is. If I'm transferring flights, I know it made it onto the other flight. And if I'm getting it out of the conveyor belt thing, I know that it's coming out at some point because it's there. So it's a little extra peace of mind. That's not really this case that you can do that with any of them, but I like that this has a little spot that you can put it in. Nanuk has a little accessory that you can just stick on the inside and it's out of the way. And it's stuck in there, which is nice. So I use the top layer, I flip it over, and I have it as like a cover to protect all of my equipment, and that way nothing can bounce around or move around. I've got some padding in there, so it kind of just stays where it's supposed to be. And then when I get to set, I flip it out, I put it wherever I'm at, and then I put my camera on there and I set up my camera on that. So if I need to set up on the ground, I have this really nice, clean area that I could set up my equipment on. Be it small, and you could do this in the back of your car also, but sometimes you're not around that stuff. So it's nice to have this really clean little area that you can assemble, your lenses, your filter stack, your matte box, whatever you need to do on there, you can have it on this clean area. And that's really nice for this little top pad. I just flip it over and put it on top, so that way it stays nice and clean the entire time. You might be asking yourself, what do I do with my audio stuff since I don't have it in this box? Well, I have a separate box for my audio equipment because I'm not always just shooting video. Sometimes I'm the audio guy, and I don't necessarily need to take this with me. So I have a separate box, a Nanuk 920, sitting down here with my audio recorder on it because audio. And that pretty much lives as its own separate entity. I take it with me everywhere I go. If I'm shooting something, obviously, I have this separate audio box I can take into places and leave this out in the car or leave it, in one location. If we're kind of bouncing around, I don't need to take this whole thing with me everywhere I go. But if I do fly somewhere and I only want to take one box, I can configure this out still. There's enough room in there. I can still put the audio equipment in this box if I want to. So yeah, it just makes it really nice and easy to load and unload everything out of your car and to take it on location. It's been a huge help for me when it comes to keeping things clean and organized. And it's nice just to have peace of mind that it's protected and nothing's gonna be moving around in there. I've dealt with that with backpacks in the past where you get somewhere and you're like, oh no, that definitely got scratched or lost or something like that because it's hard to jumble through everything. Everything has its set location. I haven't labeled everything, but that might be something I do down the road, is kind of label everything so I know exactly where stuff is. But for the most part, it's just helped out a ton in getting everything where it needs to go. I'm not affiliated with Nanuk at all. I've just struggled to find content about these cases and why someone should go with a case instead of a bag. And I'm not saying bags are bad. I just think that the cases, for me personally, is the way to go. And if you want something that's gonna give you peace of mind, protect your equipment, stay organized, and really just be the begin all end all when it comes to storing your equipment, I think that these hard cases, specifically for me, the Nanuk 960, is the way to go. So with that said, hope you guys got something from this. Make sure to hit that thumbs up if you like this video, maybe. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.